Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new episode of Podcatz. First episode of the year, and although a little bit delayed, we're gonna be talking about the favorite games of 2019. And I gotta say, 2019 was a pretty killer year when it came to games. My name is Alex Catz, and with me I have my wonderful guests.
Gamer needs to work, but and
Yeah.
then
Hi, I am Oliver. I am a first year at Gotland University, and I am gamer.
Well, hello, I'm Peace. I'm a student at the same university, second year. I program shit and I play games.
All right, sounds good. So like as I said, the 2019 was pretty stacked with games, especially for the Switch. One of the games I've been enjoying the most this year, I think, on the Switch has been Fire Emblem. Oh boy, that's a lot of play. I even did like 2 episodes on the Podcatz before on that, just because I loved that game so much.
Yeah,
Fire
I
Emblem's
can.
been everywhere. Like
It's
even at work, like every time, like every month since Fire Emblem came out, they've always talked about Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I mean, like Fire Emblem kind of inspired me to do the podcast in the like to start it up because I really wanted to talk more about Fire Emblem. So
I should probably get around to finishing it, huh?
I mean,
oh
you
boy,
have
you should.
yeah. So wait, you haven't finished any of the routes yet, right?
See, I haven't even like played since ending my stream.
Oh, okay. So you're still like halfway through the like pre-time skip part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm like I finished 2 routes and like halfway through my third. I really gonna get back to it as well. As soon as I finish up another game I'm gonna be talking more about later on the Switch.
Bet.
uh, yeah,
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem as well. I could spoilers consider it my favorite game of the year.
yeah.
I have also played 1.5 routes, so I'm not fully versed in the game yet.
No.
But from my experience with the Blue Lions path, that just blew me away.
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm halfway through right now. I started with the Golden Deer and then went on to the Black Eagles to see like the other side kind of thing.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I'm playing through Golden Wind right now,
Yeah.
and I gotta say it's really good as well.
Yeah, the Golden Deer, they're all like all of them are amazing. Like definitely favorite cast of characters.
AJ, which is the route that you took that you're
Okay, the
halfway?
route I took. Well, again, it was completely random, but everyone got so mad.
I mean, you
It
say
wasn't
it was
my choice.
random.
But it was Black Eagles, so I'm still playing with Black Eagles.
He fell for the waifu bait.
Yeah,
I would have personally picked Blue Lions because blue, but I didn't really care that much, so I did random.
Yeah.
everybody falls for the guard.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. And Peace, you haven't played Fire Emblem, right? Even you have played some Switch stuff, right?
I haven't played that game specifically. I, to be honest, got myself a Switch a year ago. I had been away from the Nintendo consoles for a long time, and I have not played that game. The first time I saw it was, I guess, yesterday. Yes.
That there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Fire Emblem is like a very high contender for like favorite game of the year for me because I mean, not only is there just so much to it, like, I mean, 4 different routes, each of them being close to like 100 hours. It's
I
like,
heard 240 hours at minimum.
yeah, it's like,
Do-
it's a
doing all of them.
lot of game. And due to the way the class system work, like, there's a lot of replayability. You can try out a lot of different stuff, and you can recruit different students to like different team compositions.
Mm-hmm. Get some relationships going.
Oh yeah, that too, of course.
There's almost too many support conversations in that game. Holy hell!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like I think also support conversation is one of the things I like so much about Fire Emblem. That's the reason I've replayed Awakening like 6 times. Just like I like the characters, I like the support conversations.
No, I'm not dissing the support conversations in any way. I absolutely adore them,
Yeah.
but wanting to unlock every single
Oh
one
boy,
of them is
that's.
a task all by itself, and
Oh yeah.
I would not go for that.
Yeah, no, that's like, I mean, good thing Nintendo doesn't have like trophy system, because platinum trophy for Fire Emblem, that would be quite the thing. Yikes.
You'd be considered a top gamer though.
Boy, yeah.
Get them achievements on that Switch. Am I right?
And
Just
they're
support,
also,
yeah.
they're also continuing the DLC throughout the year as well.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like, the DLC support for that game have been pretty cool. Like, they added a bunch of cool outfits, they added some extra, like, side battles you can do to grind stuff.
They even
And
added 2 new characters.
2 new characters, one of them which has absolutely zero support conversations, sadly. But it's really cool that they add more stuff, and it looks like the final expansion part is gonna be pretty big with like a bunch of story content. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm saving
yeah,
my last
DLC.
playthrough for the last DLC to come out.
Yeah. Maybe it will like be Game of the Year 2 years in a row just because like the extra story.
But of course.
So much.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like that though. That's good.
Yeah, I mean
At least you get bang for your buck.
yeah, definitely.
Bang
And-
for your buck. And
Yeah. It's-
Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon. Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's go into Pokemon because that's also.
we really jumping into that?
Yeah, we can
Are
jump
we
into
about
that
to?
already. We can jump into
Alright.
that.
All right. So who's catching hands first?
I mean,
Okay.
I can just I just want to come clean. I've never completed a single Pokemon game. I have only
yeah?
owned one single Pokemon game, and right now I own absolutely no Pokemon games. I'm not into that, but it's really fun to watch from the sidelines.
Turn-based catching strategy. I mean, it kind of gets old over time, but I mean, it's a good game. It's still a good, solid game.
And
Just they're afraid to try too much.
as long as they can keep coming up with new Pokemon, I guess it works.
Yeah.
So,
The new gimmick every generation.
Yeah.
It's like exclusive, and then get rid of it. Try a different one next gen.
yeah, I don't know. Like the Dynamaxing from what I've seen looks pretty cool, unlike the C move, whatever it was from the previous gen.
Oh yeah, it's 100% better than Z moves. I never used a single Z move my first playthrough of Moon. Like I was like, what's the point of this? There's no point. I can just win by just not doing it. Easy. But I mean, essentially, it's you get 3 Z moves with Dynamax plus double your health, so it adds some extra I guess strategy to it. So it's not like completely different, like nothing, like I guess
I mean,
worthless.
When the strategy that adds comes down to you using it in your strongest Pokemon and just taking out 3 Pokemon in a row. That is, I've played. By the way, I can mention this. My first Pokemon game before Shield was Black. No, not Black. Diamond on the DS when
Diamond,
I was
okay.
younger. 'Cause I was into the Pokemon anime when I was younger and the cards
Ah.
and the whatnot.
Yeah, I had
And
a
the
bunch
game-
of cards. Oh.
The game came secondhand. So whenever Let's Go came out, I tried that and I did not like it at all.
Yeah,
Well-
Let's Go wasn't really that main of a game.
Nah,
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
but
It was not a mainline game. It was rather, I feel like, it was sort of a game to get the new generations into Pokemon, because it was the same as the old games. It's the first generation Kanto region, and the gameplay was a bit different as well. Especially the way you catch Pokemon was literally
yeah.
the same as Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
I-
mhm.
I have a
It's-
feeling that I guess Detective Pikachu came out that same year, if I'm not mistaken.
Detective
So I feel
Pikachu
like-
was so good.
So I feel like that specific game was to get new people into Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
think
it
that's
to you
New fans.
talking about the same Detective Pikachu, like the movie,
The
or
movie.
are
Yeah,
you
you're
talking about the game?
Yes.
No, the movie. I have not played the Detective Pikachu game.
Neither
Is
have
there
I.
a Detective Pikachu game? I was talking about the game.
You know, the movie is based off of a game.
Oh, are you talking? Yeah, that one. Yeah. No. I am talking about the movie as well.
Movie is cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, whenever I say this, people usually get mad at me. But after the first generation, I've never liked any one of them. The second through seventh one.
The starters or?
Yeah, in general.
Oh.
But for some reason, including the starters, not the evolutions, but at least the first versions of them, I did like the 8th generation.
Yeah.
That funky monkey. I love him. And then he evolves into the little drummer dude. Yes, it was made for me. I love it.
The little drummer
I don't know,
boy.
but
Yes.
my favorite still is Gen 1. That is the best in my opinion. But again, like I didn't like any one of them until Gen 8. I stopped buying new Pokemon games and playing them at some point because I didn't like them.
Gen 3 though. That was some fun times.
So, Peace, you haven't played the newest ones, or
The newest ones, like are you talking about
Sword and Shield?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I have played them.
Oh, you have, all right.
Yeah, I've finished Sword in like my playthrough. I guess was 20 hours ish.
So have you
Yes.
gotten like both of the versions or just one of them?
I just got the Sword. I still sometimes play it. Like I was sometimes a friend of mine in the same class. We sometimes just bring our Switches in class, and in the break we just duel. It's really fun time. And actually, one other thing, an article that I read today is that there are going to be 2 new expansion
Oh yeah,
packs
there was a direct
releasing
revealing
this
that.
year. Yes, there's going to be 2 parts. They're going to be in 2 parts later this year released.
The
If I'm
armor
not
and
mistaken, they are in pre-order now for like $30, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
$30 for both, not $30 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, I
have
think that's
no idea. I guess it's a piece.
No, it's for the whole thing. You get
Yeah,
both
there's
parts.
2 DLCs for 30.
Okay, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think that's like a step up from having to buy an ultra version of the same game. That's just like, just DLC, bro.
Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun.
Something that has been noted though is that if you like that argument with, okay, so for the DS you bought Sun and then you bought Ultra Sun, that's still $80, while a $60 game plus a $30 expansion is $90.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's
technically it's still more.
That's like Switch games being expensive, though, I feel, and 3DS games being really cheap. Because I'm not sure how much like the games went for back during like the Game Boy and DS days, like accounted like inflation and stuff. Because I feel like it was probably close to $60 back then.
I don't think. So basically, I do agree that like Switch games are extremely expensive for some reason, anyways.
Yeah, they're just
But
expensive in general.
I mean, the Switch games are like, they cost as much as AAA games, but they never go on sale.
I mean, I don't know. Usually, if at least when I look at physical copies of games, the Switch game is jacked up like €10 above the PS4 and Xbox ones.
Yep. I do understand games being more expensive nowadays than they were back then, but Switch is still extremely expensive.
Yeah. Then again,
even
like
considering PC and Xbox and PlayStation games.
yeah. Then again, like if I pay like €10 extra compared to like PS4, if I can like still play this game for like close to 100 hours and enjoy it, then like sure, 10 more bucks, that's fine.
But the thing is, Pokemon games, when you think about
Pokemon is pretty short games, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Pokemon game. I mean, I have played Pokemon games for 100 hours, but with different playthroughs. Like, I would restart playing it. I've never played a Pokemon game for more than 50 hours with just one save file, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's.
I always replay my games.
I mean, it seems reasonable, like 50 hours max per file.
Now that I look at it, though, Game Boy Advance games when they first came out, they were priced at $40 as well.
Okay, but
So
it was
not
like
the same price.
$40 like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was keeping the same price 15 years ago, which is weird.
I mean, also considering like if you want to play Pokemon, you have to buy Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Like, you have to buy Nintendo. Like or Mario. Like there are a lot of titles that you can only play on Switch.
Yeah, it is.
People buy Switch for it already, which is more expensive than an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like after spending that much money on a handheld console, you kind of not wanna spend more money on the games.
Fair point, but also it's like if you've already like gone in, then you're committed, so you're more likely to actually like pay out for it.
I guess.
There are some statistics on how many games a usual like console owner have, and the attach rate to Switch's games to console ratio is actually pretty high compared to the other Nintendo consoles. I do not know the number in my head, but it is higher than. It's about the same level as the Wii, and the Wii was
Okay.
very high.
Yeah, the Wii was really high. I've heard that. I mean, because I know
it is
personally that if I can choose between buying a game for the Switch or buying the same game for the PS4, I usually pick the Switch, even if it's slightly more expensive, because I like playing on the Switch.
it is a brilliant console. Like it's not just handheld. You can also hook it up to your TV or whatever, and treat it as a PlayStation. But
I mean, I would have just sidelining into another game very quickly for this discussion. I played Luigi's Mansion 3 this year, and playing that on the TV versus on the handheld is night and day.
Oh, okay.
On the TV, it runs as 1080p at 60 frames per second. If I'm correct. This is what I've heard.
Yeah, no, I think
And
it does.
It looks a lot better on the TV than what it does in handheld, and usually they do. But I'm very glad that the difference was that big when it came to that game.
Oh yes, yes, some games will do. I remember Xenoblade Chronicles 2 being like huge downscaling when you play in handheld. It's like actually like 360p compared to 1080. And also also frame rate dips because that game was some optimization problems.
It's a dynamic frame rate, so
Yeah.
probably why it's more noticeable.
But I guess back to the Pokemon. You have like any favorite Pokemons from the new generation?
well,
So except the starters, because
except the starters.
Everybody has their favorites and
yeah, except the starters, the other things.
So I came back from a couple. So I haven't seen any Pokemon since Gen 4.
Okay.
There was a bunch of them that I did like Solasis, which is this like cell Pokemon. I found him very cute. But from this particular, like from the Gen 8 Pokemons, I know that Toxel was one of my favorites.
Oh, that's like the like electric lizard purple thing?
Yeah, I think it's Toxel, which is the baby version. So like
Oh, okay.
And then Toxicity, which has two different versions of it. Whenever it evolves, depending on different traits it has.
Conditional evolution things.
Yeah. So he has whenever like all the abilities he gets when he levels up are all music themed.
Oh.
And it felt cool. Like okay, so there are some side grades, just like okay, so I can have electricity that sometimes paralyzes, that does 70 damage or whatever, or I can have electricity that does the same damage but doesn't paralyze, but he plays his chest as a guitar if he does.
Oh my god, that's cool though.
So I think the obvious choice.
Yeah, you pick the guitar.
Chest playing. Yeah, and then he has some special normal moves which like deals massive damage to everything, and it's like him singing.
Okay.
I don't know. I really liked his design. Cool. And otherwise, close second would be like Hatterene.
Yeah. I think Hatterene looks kind of creepy.
Well, fair enough. That is, I mean, I kind of like the creepiness vibe of it. I mean, the evolution before that is just like, she feels your emotions, and if she doesn't like them, she takes you away. Which is like, alright, I'm in.
That's whack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I haven't played, of course. It's just like going off like their vibes, so to speak. But I'm really vibing with this guy. The big like Surfetched.
Oh yeah.
The leak guy.
That's the one. He is great. in every way possible.
Yeah.
My favorite one would be, despite the fact that I actually
But
did not capture and play with it, it would be Dreadnought, the turtle water type guy.
Oh, okay.
The yeah, I didn't catch it because I started with the water type starter, but I do like that a lot.
He has a
And,
very angular look, which is cool.
Just a small little side note, by the way, I despise almost every single Gen 1 remake in this generation, especially the Ponida one. It's a
Oh.
fucking it is a fucking unicorn.
I mean, I think that's fun though. Like, it looks
It's
so weird.
It's one of those kid toys. It looks like what was it, My Little Pony?
Yeah, it looks like a freaking My Little Pony. I think that's
It's not-
hilarious.
I did like Mr. Mime and especially the evolution of it, but oh my god, Ponida, I hated it. I cannot stand looking at it.
Please don't diss my guy Galaran for Meowth, alright? He has a beard and I
Oh my god,
it
that
looks so weird
it's
and I
so
love it.
awkward.
Yeah, it's a hobo cat.
Also, Corby Knight was really good as well.
Yeah, Corviknight is cool.
Oh yeah, sorry, I
Yeah.
forgot about my
Corby
my
Knight,
bird
oh my.
Becky.
And
That's what I
like you look at the first, like you look at Rookie Die, and then look at Corby Knight. It's like, how the fuck did that turn into that?
Yeah.
If I
Don't
had
miss.
to pick one,
Yeah.
I'd probably say Wheezing, Galarian Wheezing.
Oh.
Oh.
With the top hat.
Yes.
Alright.
Either that or Dragapult. Dragapult.
Dragapult is sick.
I mean, Wheezing out here trying to save the environment, you know?
Ah.
He's trying to do a human's job.
Yeah. I mean, Dragapult is super cool. He's like a freaking dragon ghost that shoots smaller dragon ghosts. That's cool.
Mhm. I got him in shiny too.
Ooh.
What about the which starter did you pick and what was your reasoning?
I picked Grookey because he had a stick and he was a monkey. And I was like, you know what? That's the best. I'll just get that then, because other two I don't.
All right.
Fires. And then waters, just the Grookey is the only one that like mattered to me, I guess.
I got Sobble because I have been a water-based. I mean, I've only played one game, but I've always kept up with the starters, and every single generation except for Generation 7, I would have chosen the water type.
I see.
So I really liked Sobble, but then I saw his evolutions and I screamed. And it's just it's emo, emo chameleon, and then we have Yowie hands, like motherfucker, who just stands
But then he wields
up
a gun.
looks-
He has a gun. For his neutral special, he wields a gun.
Yeah, snipe shot.
Well, I mean, until his
Oh.
Gigantamax, he actually has a physical gun.
Oh yeah, it's cool. The one where it's on the top of the sniper tower.
Yeah.
You messed with the wrong Sobble.
Well,
Yeah, so go
I really liked them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like Sobble is really cute, but then like, yeah, the final evolution is just, oh.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I didn't like the second evolution that much either, to be honest. Yeah, Drizzle was his name. Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, it's like
Drizzle.
okay, I would say.
Or Drizzile.
I'm
By the
Can
way, yep.
oh sorry. So the only evolution that I liked from the starters that like a lot was the second evolution for Score Buddy.
Oh yeah, that's
Which I
that's
find
cool.
Everyone likes that.
Absolutely
Yeah.
I
adorable.
think so too.
By the way, can you still like deny them evolution, or is that like an old thing?
Yes.
No, you can still do it. Press B
I think
or
you
use stone.
I think you could. I didn't try it.
Because
but
I think I might get Pokemon, and then I'm just gonna play through like the entire game with just like the Sobble, just level 99 Sobble. Let's go.
I did pick Sobble as well. I do have a level 100 Inteleon for some reason on my save file right now.
Damn.
But I've always been a fire type guy, and in the first games, in the older games, like my favorite Pokemon and evolutions are always Charmander, Charizard, Charmeleon, and the only reason why I went with Sobble, but not with Scorbunny, was that I saw the game, I saw the trailers. It's like, oh shit, there's a Charizard, so I am gonna be able to get Charizard.
Oh yeah.
So that is gonna be my Fire type Pokemon. So let's go with the Water type.
I
Nice
think
thing about that.
the other Gen 1 starters are gonna be brought back for the expansion as well.
Yes, they will.
Maybe
No, they 100% are. They're coming back.
are they? That's cool. I mean I like only Squirtle and Charmander, but it's cool.
No
I
love
think
for
that
Ivysaur.
the Generation 7 Pokemon are also coming back, but in the form of Pokemon Home or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, cause that's a thing.
I guess there are like about 200 Pokemon coming back.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
I mean, there are already a lot of recurring Pokemon from earlier generations, anyways. At the moment.
Just don't bring back Plus Lamine. Oh my gosh! And then Volbeat and Illumise, please just keep them out. They're
How about
wastes of
we
slots.
add like another like 5 neutral flying birds?
No! Alright, I
don't-
have vicious, like, I hate those the passion. I saw Talonflames coming
Don't
back.
diss
though.
my rookie D like this. He's cute.
Oh, he can stay because he's new. But the other ones, they can stay. They can go away.
Like
Yeah.
the pigeon. That's just a pigeon.
Pidgeot and Swellow and Talo
There's just
and
there's just too many similar
Braviary. not
Pokemon.
Braviary. Actually, yeah, not Braviary. What was Gen 4? Staraptor. That one can stay away too. No more. No more flying. But Talonflame, I know Talonflame's coming back, so whatever. Whatever.
All right. So the other great Switch games, I know that at the very I almost forgot it came out this year, but Bravely Default or no, Octopath, they feel the
Wow.
same way.
Octopath came out 2018, but
Was it
yeah,
really?
that was
Was it really at the end?
Yeah, that was
yeah,
this
it was
year.
in the summer. I got it on
Oh,
release.
never mind. Yeah, okay. I mean, I played it like a bit in the start of the year, I guess.
This man's living in
so
2018.
Ooh.
I didn't play it until like the start of this year, so I can kind of like push it in here.
Well,
We're
of
talking about
course.
games of 2019 though.
Nah, but if you played it this year, then
Yeah.
you know I got some games as well.
Oh, you played it in 2020. That's a different issue.
Ooh.
But there's another game. Astral Chain. Yes.
Yeah, that thing.
I have yet to
Woo!
play it.
You haven't played it yet.
Same here.
I have
haven't.
not played any Platinum games except Bayonetta 1, and I thought it was alright.
You know,
Bayonetta
I
2
can
fixes
see
issues.
that, but Bayonetta 1 was janky as fuck. Like, everything they made since then has become better.
Mhm.
And, like, I think it's worth giving Platinum a second shot.
I am currently an owner of Nier Automata, which I am looking to play, and if I do
Nier
like that game,
Automata is so good. It was my, like, favorite game from last year.
if I like the game, I will try out Astral Chain, but currently I have a lot of backlog.
Yeah. Speaking of Automata, I've heard that, like, they're gonna announce something, or Yoko Tari's gonna announce something, like later this year. So we might get a remake of the first Nier, which is what people are speculating at least.
Is the first Nier better than the second?
The first Nier isn't supposed to be better than the second, but it's still supposed to be a good game.
It's like that game is jank as fuck, but it would be cool to see it remade, and it would be cool to see it made by Platinum, because it was not made by Platinum.
Just quick heads up, the Nier Automata soundtrack is now on Spotify.
Ooh, boy, that's good shout out.
Well, okay, so Astral Chain, AJ, do you want to sell me on it?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Okay. See, I played Nier Automata, and this is definitely a hot take, but personally, I couldn't do it. I didn't like it personally. I played Bayonetta 1 and 2 before I played Nier, and I feel the combat in Bayonetta is a lot cleaner, a lot crisper than Nier's.
It is, at least in Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, and then the story, I could see there's like a philosophy behind it. But I thought I had reached the end, but apparently you have to replay the game with different paths in order to actually understand the story. So it's like that's
Yeah.
cool and all.
But I mean, like,
But I personally think that Platinum shines with the chapter based stories.
yeah.
and all
See,
that.
I'm gonna. The thing with Automata is that like it's not that long, and it's not just like a one-to-one replay. There is actually like quite a lot
Yeah.
of differences, and the further you come along in your second the second playthrough, the second chapter, the more like differences will come up.
Shoot, it's essentially like the same like timeline though, right?
Kind of, but also kind of not.
We're just seeing different perspectives, right?
Yeah, also, when you complete it, then you get access to a completely new part of the story when you complete it the second time.
Okay, so Nier's main, I guess, main like strength is story, and then like it's
Story, characters,
storytelling,
philosophy,
telling.
and
Yeah,
fucking wacky robots.
I could see that. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
Astro-
it's that's great. Pineapple 2142. It's like Undertale. You have to play it multiple times to get the story out. That's a perfect description.
Oh, Undertale like that too. I never played Undertale either, to be honest. I have it. I just haven't
Boy.
played it. Backlog.
Fool!
Uh,
It's a decade of games. That is up there.
Well, from what so what I've seen between at least Nier's first playthrough, because I just started the second one, like I guess a few months ago. Between that and Astro, the way Astro works is it's more I guess not really like I guess philosophically story wise. It's more like an anime. And like at the very essential, like you start off the game with an anime opening. So there's a lot of those tropes in there. But with the combat, it's like you're controlling two separate characters in a sense, but like you synchronize. So like there's a lot more like layers to the combat I feel than Nier. And as you continue playing through the story, it just like you start to see like things unravel more, and then
Okay.
it just gets more and more platinum, kind of like Bayonetta. The story just gets more and more crazy and intense.
Nier is
towards the end.
pretty like standard in terms of the combat, at least.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the combat in Astral compared to Nier. But I
That's
mean,
the one thing
Bayonetta
that
though, I think still Bayonetta is still like top, but that's just how it is.
Bayonetta
That's
1
the
is
one-
so jank with
oh.
the camera, though. It's
Yeah.
like old school action games where like you're actually fighting the camera more than you're fighting the enemies on screen.
I mean,
That's
what
what
version of
Bayonetta
Bayonetta
1
did you
felt
play?
like.
Did you play the PS3 version? Because I hear that one first.
No, it's a Switch version of 1. It's just
Oh.
that like 2 plays. Bayonetta 2 plays better though. It does.
Oh yeah, 2 is definitely plays better. Whew. Clean. I can't wait for 3, by the way.
Yeah,
That's-
that's also
that's
cool.
a-
Cool thing coming up.
They were hinting towards it, Platinum, recently, that they're gonna have a Bayonetta announcement later this year.
Yeah, that's looking
Yep.
forward to that then.
Because it's about time.
First news in over 2 years.
I don't know. I'm like really conflicted because Astral Chain looks like sounds like it would be a game right up my alley, and I'm sitting on one of the Nintendo Game Plus vouchers or whatever they're called, and it's like Astral Chain, Pokemon Sword and Shield, like, and maybe the Tokyo Mirrored Sessions coming up here next week. You really don't know what to pick.
Did you play Tokyo on the Wii U?
So fun story. I did buy it, but I did not have enough space on my Wii U, and I was not about to delete my
What?
Xenoblade X data.
I was about to say, it sounds like a lot of X data you got there.
Yeah, because Xenoblade X took up like almost the entire hard drive because the Wii U had a super small hard drive. So I found an old external hard drive that I installed it on, and when I was halfway through the game, the external hard drive broke down.
Dag.
I played half of Tokyo Mirage Sessions on the Wii U.
Did you like half of it?
I did. It felt like a budget Persona game, but I like Personas. Like I'm fine with it.
I mean, let's see, Pokemon, you have a lot of I guess like multiplayer aspect to it, like playing
Yeah.
with us, because I still play all the time.
Yeah.
Astral Chain, if you actually want to try a different Nier style platinum game, like it's definitely, I think it's worth the money. For
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
I like Platinum, so I need to get Astral Chain eventually.
I highly recommend it for
yeah.
sure.
Then that would probably be a good voucher, especially if
Yeah.
you played half of Tokyo, because there isn't that much extra content in it.
No, it feels like it's most like, oh hey, no one bought the Wii U, so let's get the game out on the Switch instead.
Actually,
We're just waiting
I'm actually
for
curious of playing it too. I'm gonna try to play it.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
there's like
And
Xenoblade X and Mario 3D World, and then we got the whole
Yeah.
Wii U library on Switch.
Yeah. That's the two games I'm really missing from the Wii U.
Mm.
But I mean, and but like Switch already has such a huge library. 'Cause the Switch game
Switch
I've
got games.
yeah, Switch got games. It's like the article saying that like, oh yeah, this year there was more games released on Switch than on the PS4 and Xbox One combined.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, Switch got games. What I've been playing mostly for the past 2 months have actually been Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch, which
Ah, I need to play
already
that.
it's
Yes, I need to
actually a
finish that.
2018 game, but then they re-released it on Switch.
And it's got do a different orchestra, and you get like a
You-
pixel.
You get better
versions.
soundtrack. You can play in retro mode.
Mhm. I heard it's like one of the. It's actually better than the PS4 and Xbox versions.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like
There's no Xbox version.
no, there isn't.
I mean, Xbox. It's better than the PS4
PC.
version.
PC. Yeah.
And PC, yeah.
A little side note on the
Yeah?
PlayStation and Xbox combined. I believe, aside from it being really a great success for Switch, I also think that 2019 was not a good year game releasing wise, I suppose, for neither PC or PlayStation or Xbox, in my opinion. I think that is the only reason why Switch sort of stood out.
I've been
I mean,
playing
you
a
know,
lot of PS4, but I'm gonna talk more about that later.
Pineapple brought up Sekiro about
Yeah,
Sekiro.
I never really touched like FromSoft much. I tried Dark Souls 2 and didn't really get into it. Sekiro looks cool, but I'm not sure if it's quite my type of game. I mean, I kind of want to give it a try, so maybe if I can find it on sale, I'll pick it up.
It's definitely on the playlist. I played Bloodborne with I don't know if you remember Mr. Pizza Davis.
Yeah,
Played with him.
oh yeah, I
This-
really want to get into Bloodborne as well because it looks really dope.
it is a really good game.
I mean, the combat's different. I don't know. I don't know why combat's so like polarizing for me. so many
Because
different types
from
of
what I've
combat.
seen, both Sekiro and like Bloodborne look kind like fast-ish paced, at least compared to Dark Souls 2, that was super slow. And so I think it's cool testing out different stuff.
Bloodborne sort of feels like a bit easier version of Dark Souls to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I played them both. Dark Souls 3 I played a lot, and it's like I feel like I'm playing the same, but with Dark Souls 3, I'm not sure if I do know that I'm gonna die within 5 minutes, but not so much with Bloodborne.
Okay, that's interesting.
Bloodborne had an interesting map layout where like you would run, you would die, and then just like run through the map again and like
Yeah,
discover more stuff.
I
and
think
die.
like some of the like map design, especially from Dark Souls 1, is really cool. I've watched some like design videos and like analyzing the map, and like the map layout for that game is really good. And I've heard that they did create something like with a similar feel in Bloodborne.
Talking about FromSoft games, I've never played them, but I'm making my way through Dark Souls 1 right now. I bought the remastered version from last year for
okay.
my PS4.
Oh, you're playing on PS4.
Yeah, I also got the PS4 for my first ever PS4 this year.
Oh,
so I've been
okay.
playing a lot of games on that, which
Nice.
I can go into later as well. But
Oh.
specifically Dark Souls, I've been playing, and I've been really liking it. And I've also been playing another game that came out this year, Star Wars Jedi,
Oh, that
yeah.
thing.
which can be described as a Souls-like game, which
I can hear that
Yeah,
too.
I've heard that being thrown around about Star Wars.
yeah, and I definitely agree to it because it is a Metroidvania at heart. When like you gain new abilities, you can run around, unlock more areas, but the combat is very parry heavy, where you have to wait for your enemy's attack. You need to time it, and
What? I've never heard someone describe like Souls-like or like just a 3D Metroidvania, but that makes a lot of sense, I think.
It is.
Metroidvania.
Oh.
It's an open, connected map with sprawling pathways and secrets.
Yeah, and like a bunch of power-ups, and can usually take the power-ups in like a kind of flexible order, and what you get them and what parts of the map you unlock. Oh.
Shoot.
Damn, I just had like a big brain moment. I never realized this before.
Well, good. Well, Peace, going back to you, you talked about how there wasn't that many good games you consider for the PS4 or Xbox
Yeah,
this
I
year.
mean, specifically not specifically not good games, but not a single one that stood out for me that was released
Ah.
this year.
Yeah.
Not even Death Stranding?
Which one?
Death Stranding.
It was hyped a lot, but to be honest, I don't consider it a really good game myself. I don't know.
Alright.
It's got
It's
like
not a
shock factor. It's interesting. That's
is
about
not-
all I'm
it's
willing
not
to
a-
give it.
It's not a game that would stands out. I feel like Cyberpunk is sort of gonna be like that as well. Like they are being so hyped, but once they're released, it's like what was it all about? It's not that good. Like it is a good game still, but not to be appreciated that much.
I mean, I
In my-
think I want to say that like Death Stranding's point was never to be good. It was like it was made just for the sake of being weird, almost.
It was made to be different exclusively.
Yeah, well, as someone who put 50 hours into it, from release for a month about, I really like the game.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites this year. And I understand where you're coming from with the shock value and how weird it is. That's Kojima, you know.
It's Kojima,
he
yeah.
he do it too much sometimes. I mean, the names in that game are pathetic. There's Die
That's
Hard
like-
Man.
I mean, but like
Heart-
Kojima has always had his like weird names, even in the
Yeah.
Metal Gear series.
But I love him. But like the game in itself is, I don't know how much. Whenever I played it, the interconnectivity between players is something that really
Yeah.
brings out the best of the game.
It's a Strand game, so he says.
It's a Strand type
Yeah.
of game, the first Strand type of game.
One game I played this year on PC, that it was not the best. I played the beta. The game is gonna be released this year actually.
Okay.
It was
Was
just the beta version, but it was Mountain Blade Bannerlord.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's a second game to Mountain Blade Warband. It is a middle-aged fantasy world where you play as this one guy. You basically walk around the map, and the map. There are a couple of kingdoms. You can be a lord. You can gather your army. You can do pretty much everything. It's a role-playing game, and the second one is gonna be coming up soon. And people have been waiting for it for about 4 years ish. And I played beta. I played the beta version of it this year. It was not specifically really good, but just because it's Mountain Blade, I just thought that it should get mentioned.
All right.
Pineapple mentioned WoW Classic.
Yeah, I've never been big on World of Warcraft.
Wait, did it come out this year? Was it last year? Was it this?
WoW
wait.
Classic came out
2019.
this summer.
Yeah, that's.
Or this summer, fuck, that's 2020. No.
I mean,
It
Wait.
came out summer 2019.
Oh yeah, it did come out in 2019.
I guess.
Yeah, I have only one thing to say about it. I am so glad and proud of myself that I did not let myself get into it again when Classic came out.
I got really into it for the first time ever, and I played with a bunch of friends. It was unique, and I thought it was pretty fun. But
I heard
something I have to add though is that I stopped playing whenever I started school because our teacher specifically mentioned don't play WoW.
What?
Because that will
Okay,
eat
but what-
that'll eat away too much time from your other game.
I mean, that is true, and I
No.
sometimes feel the same way with League of Legends, which I play quite a bit. Because I love playing League of Legends, but I want to play other games as well because I like RPGs, and also just when you're doing like game design studies, you should play a lot of different games to learn from.
But the difference between World of Warcraft and League of Legends is that, like, if you lose a game really bad in League of Legends, I'm done with this. I don't want to play anymore. But World of Warcraft, it's like you do a quest, and then you want to do the next one, and then the next one, and then a raid, and then a dungeon or whatever. It's like
Yeah. I
there's
mean,
no,
each
there's no
quest.
end to
No,
it.
each quest leads into another quest. That's like how they keep you in.
Yeah, like you can't quit.
Oh. I mean,
It's
I haven't played World of Warcraft, but I've played other MMOs, and like they're really good at just keeping you in there.
yeah, and World of Warcraft is the best of them.
But I guess going a little bit back to the point of like the PS4, me that I've been playing quite a bit this year has been Monster Hunter World, specifically with the Iceborne expansion coming out like towards the end of summer. Or was like I think that might have been September.
Yeah, sometime August, September there.
Yeah, cause I did play a bunch of World, like just the base version of the game back during January, February, and then my PS Plus subscription ran out, so I kind of like lay low until Iceborne came out, and then I'm back into it again. Cause I really love Monster Hunter with like the slow-paced combat.
Oh, it's definitely slow paced.
And
I mean,
boy, you haven't even played the older ones, so.
I have not.
But I think it's great, and the Iceborne expansion is pretty much everything I wanted from Monster Hunter World. So
Did you play the Outer Worlds?
no, I haven't.
That
I
one was
haven't either.
yeah, that one was a pretty good game.
That's PS4, Xbox, right?
PC
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
PC as well.
Oh, and it's coming out for Switch this year.
Oh,
Is that-
really?
Of course.
Well, I mean, then
Yep.
I guess I might pick it up on Switch.
Is it gonna be more expensive? Duh.
Yeah, but like if I can play it on my Switch, that I might do it.
Kingdom Hearts 3, was it this year?
It was
That
this
was
year, and
this
I
year
forgot
in
it.
January.
I forgot about it about like a week after it released, because that was just nope, I'm done.
Okay, so fun story about that game, at least from a GameStop perspective. They made us hype up that game so hard. They played so many ads. We got so much merchandise for that thing.
Yeah, and then it like
They shipped us over 150 copies of that game.
was so
we
fucking
still have 80 of
underwhelming.
those copies. We still have 80 of those copies.
Oh.
We still have clearance items from that big promotion.
But
last
that's
year,
like
too.
every Kingdom Hearts game ever. Like you wait 2 months and then they're selling them at like 1/3 of the price because it's fucking Kingdom Hearts. No one buys it. It's super hyped
Bro.
up, and then it's like, yeah, but it doesn't really sell.
I mean, it didn't sell badly like internationally, but when you look at stuff like I've been looking into maybe getting into the series. I have a buddy who really likes it, and I didn't play them when I was younger, so
Yeah,
I
it's
was
just-
okay. So
like-
if you look at the old games, they go for like 350.
Oh, you can
But-
buy all of them in one package on PS4 for like 300. Like
Yeah.
literally every one.
And Kingdom Hearts 3 goes for about 120 since August.
Yeah, and this is a
Sure.
Swedish kroner, by the way, so like you can
Oh, yeah.
divide it by 10 to get the euro-dollar value.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah, we got the story so far, and that's like selling 40, and I think that includes like all the past 9 games besides
Yeah,
3.
exactly. It's like so many games, and that's, to be honest,
And
like
one thing in the game though, isn't it? It's just like a cutscene thing.
3 of them are cutscenes, 6 of them are games. It's whack. It's Kingdom Hearts. It's because like they couldn't get a license. They couldn't actually like remaster the games because they were handheld games, so they couldn't really make them into PS4 games. And they didn't
So,
want
I
to. And they
guess-
didn't really want to spend any time remastering the game, so they just like, yeah, we upscale the texture and ship them on PS4.
So I guess 2019 contender for most overrated game, Kingdom Hearts 3.
I definitely give it my
Overhyped.
I give it my most overhyped game of 2019, and I give it the quickest forgotten about game of 2019 because I forgot about it
Oh.
about 2 weeks after.
I'm gonna hit you up with something. A game that is so forgotten that you don't even remember it. What about Anthem?
Anthem? Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh
Anthem.
no! I remember Anthem because
Oh.
it's been a fucking shitstorm because they keep breaking the game. They literally can't get it right. Similarly to how like Fallout 76, 1 year after its release, or more than a year after its release, I guess, is still constantly breaking with every new update.
We're selling it brand new for $5.
Yep.
I mean, I honestly, you would have to pay me to play Anthem. I wouldn't touch that shit otherwise.
Essentially.
Yeah.
My gosh, that I actually like. I was holding on to my Xbox because I looked at it and like they premiered it with the Xbox premiere, so I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can actually play on the Xbox. I'll hold on to it and play it because I guess it's exclusive. No, it's not. Comes out, it's actually really bad. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sell this then. Nobody even hold on to this. Wow, I actually had hope for the game. It looked so good, but as always, EA, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Speaking-
just like EA really wanting to make something they had no business doing. And, I mean, considering like Anthem was in development for like 3 years, but 4 years, but the game actually got finished in like 3 months before it. Because that was like the actual development time. The rest was just scrapping stuff and doing over stuff.
Shoot.
And then they promised to do a. Oh shit! Crackdown 3 was this year. Yeah. I think I like saw 1 or 2 trailers last year, and then apparently they released it without even announcing it.
They did announce it, but it was just marketing with Terry Crews.
Yeah, but
I liked the first 2 games.
But was Crackdown 3 Epic exclusive? No, it couldn't have been, because then it would have been a shitstorm on the internet, and I would have heard about it.
It was
It's
Xbox.
one of the only 5 exclusives on Xbox right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That makes sense why I don't know about it, because I don't play Xbox.
It came out with a Metascore of 60, and then users rated it really bad too.
Oh, you know what? Xbox game I played this year that I enjoyed greatly. Halo Reach.
Wait, there was a Halo? Wait, that's
Halo
an...
Reach got re-released on PC this year.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was like, it's like
And,
Halo Reach is an old one, right? I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, it's from 2010, 2010 I believe, 2011 somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it a great deal because that's basically my childhood, playing Halo with my buddies. And I remember that being a big thing whenever it released on PC. But
Okay.
that's the closest thing I've gotten to Microsoft exclusives this year.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Gears 5 came out, but like, who played that?
Yeah, that's a good question, I guess.
You
Yeah.
talking about indies?
Yeah, we can go over to talk some indies, because I, like, while, I mean, there has been a shit ton of good Switch titles being released this year. On the other platform, maybe a little bit underwhelming, but there's been a lot of cool Switch games this year.
Oh yeah, they did release more than PS4 and Xbox combined.
Yeah.
But one of those games, I actually want to talk about this one first.
You want to talk about Risk of Rain?
I was gonna talk about the other one first, but we'll talk about Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah,
I actually had this game right in my hand. So good.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, because I played that. I got it on PC, like at the start of the year, and I then not too long ago, it was also like November, they dropped it on consoles as well. And I bugged everybody
March 27th was early access.
Yeah, and I
August
bugged
7th
everybody I
console.
knew to just fucking buy Risk of Rain 2 because it's such a fun game.
I watched you stream it, and that's what got me into it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
I might play this now.
Yeah, because Risk of Rain, it's like, it's a roguelike, just survival shooter, where you just run around and gun stuff down, and then when you clear one stage, you go to the next one, you pick up stuff, and you just see how far you can survive, like how long you can go.
It's really good. Really, really good.
And
When you get in the Switch version?
the best part of that game is that there's actual multiplayer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's so much fun queuing up with friends.
The multiplayer in that game is also really good, and I like when you have multiplayer, they actually scale the game to be more difficult. The more enemies spawn when you're multiplayer as well, and you get more drops and stuff. So you just get like more of the game. It's really intense.
Did you see? Remember? Did you see that tweet? I think you liked it actually. The one with Cuck, and when he
Oh,
got
yeah.
that insane power stack.
Yeah,
Crazy.
super fun thing. One time when I was playing Risk of Rain with Chris and Johan, so Chris picked up the equipment, which is like the usable items, which calls in drones. Like it calls in like 3 gunner drones to help you out. And then he also had an item that greatly reduces your equipment's cooldown, but automatically activates it when you get it up. So every 5 seconds it called in 5 gunner drones, and after calling in like 50 of them, the game crashed.
Oh my gosh.
It's like you could just like run around the level and slowly notice the frame rate dropping, and like on the left side you just see like the ally bar just filling up with gunner drones, and then everything crashes. It was hilarious.
It's like you're not supposed to play the game long. It's like
Oh
No,
no,
nothing else before you play.
you're supposed to like. I feel like the weird game-breaking glitch is maybe even the best part of the game, because there's always such a hilarious way when you stack certain items.
I'm gonna counter that with the fact that right when the game came out, there was a bug where if you grew too strong in a multiplayer party, this happened for me and my friends once. We played for about 2.5 hours in one sitting,
Yeah.
and at some point the game just doesn't know what to do, so it stops spawning enemies.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That like if
Yep.
your difficulty level gets too high, the game just gives up.
Yep. So I mean, it's odd when it happens, but it's not very fun. It's
Oh,
like, okay,
yeah,
I guess
can
we
see
start
that.
a new one.
Yeah, I guess that like the God run was not meant to be.
It's not. It's really not.
But the game is so great though, and that's also a game that they keep releasing continual updates for. Right now, the PC version is like 2 updates ahead of the console versions, and there is still like 2 or 3 more updates coming to it.
When you get in the Switch version.
Oh boy, I mean, you want to play after this?
Oh, do you have a Switch version?
No, but I can get it.
I'm down.
Yeah. So the other indie game you want to talk about, AJ?
The other one. This one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, that's a game I want to play." Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh
Ooh,
right, yeah.
the music-based games. Like every movement you did had to be within the beat, and
Yeah,
every time you attacked,
it
had
was
to
a
hit.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, but Switch and Zelda, because that's
Yes.
like such an amazing. I don't know. I think it's a really great crossover because Zelda has some pretty good music, and now like yeah, let's see some music game of it.
It's surprising to see Nintendo like outsource Zelda to a company like that.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Crypt of the
it works.
Necrodancer was extremely well received, and like it's one of the like better selling and more famous indie games. But still, like giving up one of their largest IPs on a collaborative game with an indie studio, it's kind of whack.
And it played. They actually recently updated it too. They added another storyline to it.
Oh,
Cool.
It's super cool. It's super good. I played through it, and it was like nothing like huge, but it was definitely like it was something really like substantial for sure.
All right.
And it's free.
Oh, the update, I guess.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
not
free
the
update.
game. I've been
The
looking to
update
get
was
it, and if it would be free, I'd be very surprised.
Oh yeah. If you like music, I'd definitely recommend picking it up.
Yeah. So
Zelda and music.
if we want to be technical, did it come out at the start of this year, or was it like end of last year?
It came out
was like-
summer this year.
Summer feels like so fucking long ago. Yikes! What's happened to me?
It came out right after E3 or right before E3.
Yeah,
June
you know,
13th.
yeah, right, because they
Yeah,
like
June 14th.
they just like dropped the announcement like, oh yeah, by the way, this game is already out that we just revealed.
No, they revealed it, and then it took about 2 or 3 months. I remember that. I was waiting. So
Oh yeah,
okay.
it was
Come
the
on, please give it to me.
March
Yeah,
direct.
they
I
announced
think.
it in
Oh,
March, and
okay,
then, like,
okay.
they released it in June. I was so mad. It's like, just give it to me.
Yeah.
Some indie games that I really enjoyed this year. There's 2 of them that just got re-released for Switch,
Okay.
so therefore I played them. Those being the one that actually got released this year was Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a very big fan of Metroidvanias, and I really like that game. It is very short, but I think that the art style
Yeah, it's
makes up
beautiful.
for.
It's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
It is extremely pretty, but an even better Metroidvania with an even better art style came out 2018 on Switch, but I played it 2019, and it is one of my favorite games of all time. That being Hollow Knight,
Hollow Knight. Okay.
and that game has won me over completely. It is, you could almost call it a 2D Dark Souls if you really want
I've
to.
heard some people say that. Yeah.
It has a lot of shared mechanics such as bonfires and the death system and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I have very fond memories of the 2D Metroid games. I've played them a lot. And
Okay.
Hollow Knight, just this music, the story is pretty good. The character design and all the animation and just the feel of the world is absolutely amazing, and I adore it with all of my heart.
Yeah. Speaking of like the 2D, like Metroid, like 2D Dark Souls, have you played the Dead Cells?
I have not.
Dead
Yeah.
Cells. I have heard of that.
Because I've heard that's supposed to be really good.
Yep.
About
Is it on
Blasphemous?
which platform is it
Oh,
on?
Blasphemous! I heard. The Dark side is really cool, but the game itself doesn't play that well apparently,
Ah,
which is too bad. But the indie game that I played this year, that actually came out this year, was Baba Is You.
Oh yeah, that's so great. I wanted to talk about that
And
too, because that game is like, I love how it starts out as a fairly ordinary puzzle game, and then eventually everything just becomes crazy.
it is that game can make you feel so dumb and so smart at the same time.
Yeah. I mean,
It is incredible.
it feels so good when you've been like sitting and on a really difficult puzzle and like finally get the solution. It's like something super like super complex, and like you finally crack it. It feels so good. And then sometimes you sit on like a similar level for like an hour, and then it's like, oh wait, this is actually really easy. I'm just stupid.
And something that I find cool about Baba Is You is that it is actually, in my life at least, it has interested non-gamers.
Oh, okay.
I've showed the game to people and just like, hey, this is I just like on the air, not people that I actually know on airports and at home with my family,
Yeah,
and they really enjoyed it. And they're not gamers.
I could see
They
that.
don't play games,
It's like, I
and
mean,
they bought it themselves.
I would say that like puzzle games is probably the games with like the lowest like entrance level, because you don't need any like difficult time-based mechanics. You just need to be able to like think logically to solve the puzzle, and that's something that people are used to doing through other tasks.
Yeah, I think that it's either a puzzle game or I don't know what to call the genre, but Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley.
Yeah, like farming
Farming sim.
sims, like, or just in general like sim games. Yeah, I can see that because that's also like generally very forgiving and relaxed games. Oh,
I've been looking through the games that I played this year, or the ones that got released and I know about. And I found out two games, one of which is and one that I already mentioned, The Outer Wilds. I just want to mention the game since we were talking about the indie games.
yeah.
Uh, it was unlike a lot of people think. It is an actual indie game made in Unity. Um, none of you guys actually played it, right?
You mean you're talking about Outer Wilds and not Outer Worlds right now, right?
No, Wilds.
Yeah, Wilds. Yeah, I
not
did
really.
not play that.
None of you played it.
Oh,
Nope.
it looks really cool though.
It is a really good game. It's
What is the game about?
oh okay. It's basically sort of an open world game in a solar system.
Solar system, huh?
Yes. You are in space basically.
That's cool.
And there's like a time loop, right? That
Yeah,
every
there's
time you die, you start off at the same like the day before
Yeah,
The collapse of the.
there is sort of you're stuck in this sort of endless time loop.
Time loop. I don't know if y'all get that reference.
I'm not sure. Like I've heard that it is an indie game, but it is released with Epic Games. So I don't know how who actually made it. I am trying to find it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though.
Yeah, developed by Movies Digital. Yeah, it is an indie game.
Yeah. See, the indie game that I have played the most this year has to be like Dauntless.
Oh yeah, that you
Oh.
had me download, and I have not tried yet.
Yeah. No, so Dauntless
Dauntless.
is like it's a Monster Hunter-ish game, like in the similar genre, like the Monster Hunter and those things. But it's a free-to-play game on the Epic Store and now also on consoles since like a month back. And it's fun.
I say since it's free though, it definitely has like a lot, like I guess less than Monster Hunter has. But...
Yeah, I mean the game is still like being continuously updated, so it's like
okay.
Yeah, I
It
still
came
have it.
out
Like, I
right
have it
before.
downloaded. I just need to start actually playing it.
It came out right before the PC release of Monster Hunter.
oh
So that won over a lot of people
yeah. See,
with it just being available.
I started playing it like at the start of summer, like when I didn't have my PS Plus for Monster Hunter Online, and I also wanted to play like something similar, but not Monster Hunter because I was getting a bit burnt out and I wanted to wait until the expansion. So then I dropped into Dauntless, and I've been playing it quite a bit since then.
I haven't played since you got me playing. Like it's cool. It took everything I was like okay about Monster Hunter. Like I guess.
I mean, it's
simplified it.
it's much more streamlined and much like it's a bit more fast paced as well compared to Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
There's one game I believe needs to be mentioned.
Yeah.
It was a release of a definitive edition, and this game, if I were to ask anyone, I believe favorite games of all time of theirs, I believe they would count this game as one of them. Age of Empires 2.
See, that's not quite my shtick.
It is not.
I
It's
know a
been
lot of
out
people
for
who were really
20
happy about
years
it.
and people still play it. And the
That's cool though.
Definitive edition just got released this year with 4K Ultra HD graphics and like new
Yeah.
campaigns and stuff.
Yeah, November
people actually-
2019. Huh.
And people actually with this new pack, with this new edition, people actually restarted playing Age of Empires 2 and competitively. There are
Oh,
people
okay.
playing it for ranks right now. And what do you guys think about that game, AJ and Oliver?
Which one was it?
Age of Empires. With the new definitive edition.
That's not the mobile game. What am I thinking of?
No, it's a Steam. It's a strategy game.
Yep.
So the only strategy games
Oh.
that I'm really into are the Fire Emblem franchise and
Mhm.
Into the Breach.
Uh,
And I know about Age of Empires. I have a childhood friend who's really into it.
Mhm.
So I'm very happy that it came out because it had a reaction within that community. But did you
It's
like
it
it?
was like one of the first games I've ever played in my life.
oh, okay. That seems like a really hard place to start for games.
I mean, back in the days, if you look at it, back in the days, every single game was harder than what we play right now.
I mean, I feel like if you like started games by playing like Mario, it's still like simple concept, like you run and jump, and then it gets more difficult from there. Like strategy games are hard.
Yeah.
Like
They
there's
are,
so
but
much about them. There's so much stuff.
I mean, they are hard. That I accept, but as I said, like it's like I feel like if you were to play any of it would seem like it's really hard to you. Because we're getting used to the new games, which are
Maybe.
really easier than the old games. But I do accept I do agree with the statement of strategy games being harder than the others, especially the old ones.
Well, it's cool that it came out, but a, a definitive edition that I did not expect, and I'm actually a little. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but I was shocked and confused by it. Was that this year I bought a new Nintendo 3DS
Oh.
for the sole purpose of playing Xenoblade Chronicles on it,
Oh, okay.
and halfway
Haha.
through my playthrough, the definitive edition for the Switch got
Yeah,
announced.
I mean, I'm super looking forward to that, but I feel like it might be a while until it actually comes out.
I hope they
Yeah,
wait till the
but-
Pro model comes out. Personally,
All right.
I want the game to be
And-
perfect.
So I stopped playing the 3DS version to wait for that one.
Oh, okay.
So
Good
I
move.
mean, I really like the game though. It's really fun. I can wait a bit longer.
Ugh.
And
Yeah, speaking of that, I need
Talk-
to get my 3DS fixed so I can play more of Xenoblade Chronicles.
did you talked about Dragon Quest XI earlier?
Yeah,
Right.
that's like my current playing game when I'm not playing League. I'm almost finished with it, like 120 hours into it.
Oh,
Don't say anything. I haven't played it yet.
It feels very Dragon Quest. Like the games are long. This one is not as grindy as the previous ones, which is nice. But
Talking
yeah,
about-
experience I had before this one was 5, and that was really good.
yeah, I've played most
Uh,
Dragon Quest games. So
have you played 8?
I've played pretty much everything except for 8.
Oh, that's the one that I'm playing through right now
Ah, okay. Yeah.
for the 3DS remake, and it's really good. It
Okay,
is
yeah.
very retro, and I don't know. It's one of those games that you just kind of turn your brain off, and you just follow along, and it's very calming.
Oh yeah, that's like Dragon Quest in general. Like you can't. It's very like just very little effort. It's very relaxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like sometimes I like love it, but also sometimes the game feels really old. Because that's something that Dragon Quest. It's like it's an old school RPG, and sometimes it really does feel very old, despite being a game released like this year or last year. If you
That's what makes it so special. It is so classic that
yeah.
it, like every other RPG, has evolved through the year, but Dragon Quest is Dragon Quest.
Yeah, and I think as long as I don't play like multiple of them each year, or I don't even want to play one each, like I don't even want to play one each year. Give me like one every third year, and I think it's fine to have like a really old, really janky classic RPG.
Oh, Hey, you talked about Octopath earlier.
Yeah, and the same thing with that. That's also like very old school classic RPG, and I really enjoyed that, but I actually didn't get around to finishing it.
Neither did I.
I
got
liked it,
50
though.
hours into it. It was very good, but then it just didn't click anymore.
Yeah, I got like 40 hours into it. I really enjoyed everything, and then it's like, nah, too old.
They also did that studio. They made Bravely Default as well.
Yeah, that's why I got them mixed up at first.
Yeah, and I've yet to play that one, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first Bravely Default, although it did get super repetitive towards the end.
Oh, all right. Are you looking forward to the second one?
Well, I did play the second Bravely Default that they called Bravely Second because consistent that. And it's not as good as the first one, I don't think. But the
Well, no,
third one that's actually called 2, yeah, it might be interesting.
I've heard that they're called like that because Bravely Second is a sequel to Bravely.
Yeah, it's like a
Default.
direct sequel.
Yeah, and Bravely Default 2 is a, like, you know, as a Final Fantasy 2 or a Dragon Quest 2. It's a new name with the name attached to it, but it's not
Yeah.
a sequel.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably a good thing. Because like after 2 games set in the same world, like they're kind of running out of ideas there, I feel.
Mm. 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 I never played. I remember seeing it. I remember like wanting to
Oh.
buy it at one point, but my backlog's just absolutely demolished at this point.
Oh yeah, it is.
I can agree to that.
Yeah. Speaking of backlog, something that I did manage to get through with my backlog this year or last year that I'm still not sure how the fuck I managed is pretty much everything Trails, because that has become my new favorite game series.
Wait, is it Trails or is it
Of
Trials?
Trails. It's just it's Trails.
Hmm.
It's Trails in the Sky first, 3 games, and then Trails of Cold Steel. The Sky trilogy is available on Steam, and that's about it. And the Trails of Cold Steel is available on PS4, and that's also like 90% of my time playing PS4 this year. And right now there's 3 games out. I finished off all of them. The latest one releasing in late October. And I'm super looking forward to the 4th one that will eventually get translated, I guess. But they are like JRPGs, and they're all of them like are some of my favorite games ever. While they don't make it like to my top 3 games ever list, together like the series as a whole is amazing. Because it's so many games set in the same universe, following directly after each other with one overarching plotline, and it's done really, really well.
That's cool.
Yeah, because like sometimes you get like a game that gets a sequel. No, this is actually like 10 games in a row, all cohesive storylines like slingering through them.
Is it easier than Kingdom Hearts to understand?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just like you gotta start like on the right places. So either you start with like the Cold Steel arc, and then Cold Steel 1, or you start like back and play the games chronologically and start with like Trails in the Sky. And sadly, there are also 2 games that have not been translated yet that goes in between Sky and Cold Steel. But I mean, there is fan translations of them, so that's gonna be like my next thing to do when I'm done with Dragon Quest. Is gonna be emulating and playing through Trails of Zero and Trails of Ao.
That is something that happened this year as well, when we're talking about fan translations. Because these the games that you were talking about, were they recent when they did the non-translated games? When did they come out?
Oh, these are like, I think they're like PSP or Vita games, so they're quite old. But like
Alright.
2 of them were never translated, and also it wasn't like until after they was released that the others got translated, like officially.
Because the final, you know how before Fire Emblem 7,
Oh
there
yeah.
weren't any translations because
No,
they
there
weren't
wasn't.
localized.
Yeah.
Thracia.
But the last, Farsia 776 got a full
Oh
fan
wait.
translation
Oh, is that finished
done.
now?
Yeah, the fan translation got finished earlier this year.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe I should give that a try too.
It's I'd probably recommend Genealogy first.
Yeah, because like the events there, like you have Genealogy Part 1 happening before Tharsia.
Yeah, it's Farsia happens in between.
Yeah, in between the generation skip.
But you know how Fire Emblem has their Echoes franchise?
Yeah, I
you know?
really want to see like a Echoes remake with Tharsia and Genealogy slapped together.
That'd be great.
Oh.
The director of the first one really wants to make Fire Emblem 6. That's the Blazing Blade.
Yeah, that's the one with Roy.
Exactly, and that one is also one of the best ones. So I mean,
okay, yeah, I've only played the English ones. Never went into translations of Fire Emblem games before.
They are. I've been playing Blazing Blade, and I mean, the GBA games really hold up. Their animation is great.
Oh yeah, the sprite animations are amazing for those. So I guess we've like turned into like a games we want to see segment here almost.
I mean, we could talk about games that come out next year.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of that, bridging into like what do we hope to see next year? What we're looking forward to the most. Yeah, I was about to say.
Alright, that is.
Xenoblade!
Ooh.
So,
What else?
what I did not quite make out what you said.
Blade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
That's
what he
I
said.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I know.
I'm really looking forward to it. Like I'm gonna finish my playthrough. I own Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay.
I got 15 hours into it and I was like, hey, I want to play the first one.
Yeah, that's a good call. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like, it's alright. The Torna story DLC is better than the base game, and like X and 1 are miles ahead of 2, I think.
I don't know about X being miles ahead of 2 in story department, but
No, not in story, but literally in everything else it is.
I shoot with my gun.
I need a bigger gun.
I think
Bigger
the
gun.
in 2 is better than 1. X, but
I mean,
I
okay.
love X so much, so it's like
So-
it
I
gets
mean, X is
special
definitely
treatment
good.
from me.
I love all 3 games, but it's just the ranking's different.
Out of all the games that are confirmed to come out next year, like if we would all like mention 2 or 3 that we're looking forward to.
I'm not really keeping up with which one of them are confirmed and which one of them are only hinted, but like I guess I already said Tokyo Mirage Session coming out in like about a week, which is pretty dope, I think.
It comes out on Friday.
Okay.
Any original games coming out that we're interested in? 'Cause, like,
I mean,
remasters are great, but
I mean, that depends what you're looking forward to.
yeah, I think there is a chance of Trails of Cold Steel 4 being like the translation being done late this year. So sometime late 2020, I think Cold Steel 4 might come out, and I'm really hoping it does come out this year. Because
Let's hope.
I really want to like finish off the series, because Cold Steel 4 is kind of like the end of all of the previous like series leading up. It's like the end game, so to speak, of the entire series. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, there are 2 games. Well, there are 2 games that I have been waiting. That are gonna be released in 2020, and I have been waiting for these games not only a year, but for at least 3-4 years, both of them.
Do tell.
One I have already mentioned, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord,
No?
but you guys already said that you don't know about it.
No,
But
not really.
The other one is my favorite. Part 2 of a game is gonna be released. Part 1 is my favorite game of all time. It is The Last of Us for PlayStation.
Oh yeah, right.
That's on my list as well.
Yeah, part 2 is gonna be released, and I am pretty sure I'm buying on release and spending the whole day, night, just staying in and finishing the game. It's just
yeah.
I played the remake of the first game on PlayStation 4 as well. It's just I don't have words to explain that game, and I can only imagine how great the second one is going to be.
Yeah, I didn't play it myself, but I watched like a full playthrough of it, and it's a very like gripping game.
It is. It's just
Yeah.
I think 2013, the first Last of Us came out.
I guess
It
so.
is a while ago. It is pretty old.
Oh. It came out summer because I got it on release day with my mom. It was the first 18 or older game that I got, and I was super happy with it.
All right.
And it holds a very dear place in my heart because that game is beautiful.
Yeah, it is a beautiful game.
Something. It could be considered as a spoiler, but since the game is really old, I don't sort of care. It is one of those games that gets you really invested in it, like really quick. In the beginning, when you play the beginning part of the game before like
yeah.
The intro.
Yeah, the intro part.
The intro part of the game. When Joel's kid dies, there was I'm not gonna lie, there was a drop of tear.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked at that. That was.
And it was just I had just started playing the game.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking invested in it. I cried when that insignificant character died.
I mean, they did a really great job of like setting up the home and like it's like, oh yeah, it's a nice family home. They're a happy family, like showing like the small details there. Yeah,
Storytelling of that game was just, it was great.
it was.
I hear it's good.
I hear it's right.
I hear it's
Mr.
good.
Backlog.
I can't say anything about it.
Right. I mean, it's one of the better PlayStation exclusives, and I'm playing through the first one again now on my PS4. and
Okay.
It's bringing back a lot of memories.
I should play it before the second one comes out again.
Oh yeah.
That
It
sounds like
got
a good
pushed
idea.
back it got delayed from February to May.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it needs a little bit more time, then I'm okay with it. I've been waiting since like 2013 for it.
Yeah,
so
like
I've
I'm-
been
better-
waiting
I'm
since-
just-
Better that
Well,
like
since
they
I-
actually make it good than rush it out early.
Exactly. But to be honest, when it was first released, they said it was gonna be 2018. So,
I mean, I'm fine with it, honestly.
I mean,
I'm just
after
not-
waiting this long, I guess, and that goes for the other game that I am waiting, Blade 2. We have been waiting for that game for like 5 or 6
Yeah.
years now. It was announced on Steam, but on Steam for about a year or two, it said the release date to be announced.
Mm.
Like for years, it was just on Steam. You would see the videos and just to be announced.
Yeah. Just speaking of more games I would look forward to, I talked a bit about it on a previous podcast, but like Riot Games announced a bunch of new games, and we have Legends of Runeterra, the card game, being released later this year, and then I think
Beta starts
one of
21st of January.
yeah, I think one of their other project might be released at the end of the year as well. So I'm looking. If that's the case, I'm looking forward to trying out that.
The only one I know is Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah.
That's the only game that I know that they're gonna be making.
Yeah, so there was a fighting game as well, like a 2D fighter. There was a top-down isometric like multiplayer adventure game. And then there was a class-based shooter. A class-based first-person shooter as well, kind of like Overwatch. So like that's all the things they showed off. And I
There are
think
also-
all of them looked pretty cool. Yeah, Ollie?
Sorry. There's 2 other games that they announced as well.
Oh, what there?
Yeah, there's one about the Shadow Isles infiltrating. What's it called? Bilgewater in a turn-based RPG, where you play as Bilgewater characters.
Wasn't those... And then the Echo one.
Yeah, the Convergence, which
Yeah.
is a
Wasn't
platformer.
those two like announced that like they will be published by Riot but developed by smaller studios?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because the other like the games I mentioned they like actually developed in-house by Riot.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean all of them look pretty cool, and I like League of Legends. I'm definitely gonna give all of these games a try, even if some of them might fall slightly outside of the genres I usually play. Yeah. AJ, did you have any other game you really looked forward to, other than Xenoblade?
If they announce it this year, Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3, alright, alright.
If they announce it this year, other than that, what's the I don't know. I've never played Animal Crossing before, so I can't really necessarily get hyped for that. Persona 5 Royals also gonna be good, I'm sure.
Oh
but-
yeah, that's a thing. That's a thingaroo.
It
I think
is.
That's my. I haven't played the first Persona 5 in general, and I've been waiting for Royal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I think I wanna play Royal, but also like, do I really wanna put in 140 hours into playing Persona 5 again? And the answer is probably yes, because I've already like started on a second playthrough. So
Is anybody particularly hyped about Final Fantasy 7?
I am really looking forward to it.
I'm excited, but I'm not gonna buy the
I'm-
first one. Because it's like
I'm,
episodic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, Cyberpunk, that's coming out too.
yeah, the fact that like they haven't said how many parts they're gonna make Final Fantasy VII into, got me a little bit worried. I don't want to get into it and get invested in it if they're not gonna finish it, or if they're gonna
I-
rush it out. So
I
I'm
assume
gonna,
3.
I'm interested in it, but I'm gonna hold off until we know more about it.
Silk Song, I'm looking a lot forward to.
Oh, what's that?
I
It
don't know.
is so Silk Song was a DLC announced for Hollow Knight.
Oh,
The
okay.
developers overstepped a lot, and they were like, "Okay, we can't make this into a DLC, so let's just make it another game."
That's cool. I mean, overscoping was not good, and you shouldn't do it, but still, that's cool.
Yeah. So they put the resources that they just okay, let's take this very beloved character from the game, and we have her go on her own side quest in a whole new area with new enemies, new types, and new world, and the motion of the game is a lot different from Hollow Knight because it's more agile based.
Oh, okay. So like it's kind of like you have different movement options.
Yeah. So have any of you played Spectre of Souls for Hollow Knight? No, not Hollow Knight. Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight, Spectre of yeah, yeah.
Spectre, yeah.
I've not done it yet, but I've like seen it, and like the gameplay looks really different, like when you play that compared to the original Shovel Knight. Which also I really need to pick up the Shovel Knight package because they have the complete package on Switch with all of the Shovel Knight stuff.
Yeah. So before you could buy Shovel Knight and just get all the DLCs, but now after they finished their last DLC and they've actually upped the price,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is too bad. But if you get it on a sale, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
about the
see,
same.
I saw. I mean, Switch doesn't really have much sales, but I saw the.
Switch never had sales.
I tried the Shovel Knight versus battle or what it's called. And
Showdown.
yeah, Shovel Knight Showdown, and that was really fun. So I'm just feeling like let's just buy everything now. I want to get into Shovel Knight.
It's a really great game. There's a lot of content.
Yeah, yeah, there is. But yeah.
In terms of zombies, there's also Dying Light 2.
Eh?
I like the first one.
Dying Light 2. It's like the parkour zombie game.
Okay, it's just like another zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I've seen a few of those, and I'm not really into it.
My boss keeps saying this one, like Dying Light, is just a different type of zombie game. So like it's like really good or something like that. I don't know. I've never played.
I don't know.
But apparently it's super hype.
The first one is very fluent with its movement. The
Sounds
story
good.
isn't good. The combat is actually pretty aight,
Okay.
but like it's definitely a step above like other zombie games from that time, like Zombie U and other contemporaries.
Oh man,
So
I haven't heard that in a minute. But yeah, I
Boy.
guess.
it got a re-release on PS4, Xbox, and PC, and it's just called Zombie.
That's
Like,
so.
it-
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
It's not zombie like IE. It's just Zomb I like without the U.
Yeah.
Good lord.
So that's fun. But
Yeah,
Dying Light
that is
2
fun.
looks pretty good, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
They just need a release date for it.
Other sequels coming out this year: Doom Eternal.
Doom, 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 doom.
I'm looking for it. It's one of my Doom 2016 is one of my favorite games.
Okay.
So I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah, I like
Single-player
shooters in general is not really my stuff. I play Splatoon, that's like an exception.
fair enough.
But
And
Splatoon's
then-
not a real shooting game.
I mean, that's why I like it.
Ah, what
So,
that other pretty game, Ghost of Tsushima.
oh yeah, that's coming out this summer.
Yeah, right. That's the samurai game that they showed off and played like a bunch of wind instruments at the E3, and
Yeah.
then like, it's a game.
It looks
It's got
pretty.
another trailer.
Oh, did he get a second trailer?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
Flight Simulator, baby, let's go.
Are you just like looking through the GameStop's pre-order list or something right now?
GameStop pre-order list? Heck no. That thing's so. I don't know how to scroll to that list. No, I'm just going through just a list of games that are supposed to come out this year.
So my closing thought about games that's coming out. So Nintendo has yet to announce their big holiday game this year.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could be
And,
Bayonetta, could be Xenoblade.
January
yeah.
Direct.
I don't think that it's gonna be Xenoblade because, I mean, that was it like 2017, but they also released
Yeah.
Mario a couple of months before. So
Yeah, but I think
not
like the Xenoblade 2 did sell pretty well, and I think they're trying
Yeah.
to push Xenoblade. Like I think they're really trying to market it as like their big like RPG IP.
They really should. This game is like they're by far the best. They really need to.
I mean, it
but-
is
so-
like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is my #1 favorite game of all time for a reason. So
Oh yeah, I hope they advertise this a lot better than they did the first time it got released. Freaking GameStop exclusive, no coverage whatsoever.
I mean, they didn't even want to drop it in USA, so they had like people had to sign a petition and wait like 2 extra years for it to get dropped to USA.
Mm-hmm. That was.
what a
Although that did give us a really great European or British voiceover, so I think like it was worth it in the end.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Out of the 3 that got released, like was Last Story, Pandora's Tower, and then Xenoblade.
Yeah,
Like, Xenoblade was the standout for sure.
yeah. I mean, I think I played both the other ones and I really liked the Lost Story, but like Xenoblade just takes the cake.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess is the game I'm looking the most forward to next year. If
by far for me.
if Cold Steel 4 doesn't get announced for next year, because then that beats out everything else. Play Trails of Cold Steel if you like Japanese RPGs. It's like actually my favorite series ever. Yeah.
So I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat here for a second.
Okay.
Give it to me.
I believe that Nintendo will be real messy with us. They're gonna be like, all right, it's been 3.5 years. Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Think of it's the same engine. It's probably the same world, but slightly tweaked. And I mean,
And let us play as Zelda.
Yeah, a 3.5-year-old like development cycle. I mean, if you look back at so how long did it take to use the engine from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask? That was a 2-year.
Yeah, but
development
it
cycle.
actually depends heavily on one thing. How many people can the Zelda team steal from Monolith Soft? Because the entire overworld of Breath of the Wild was made by Monolith Soft. And that's why Xenoblade 2 got half-assed. Because they were working with like 1/3 of their staff on that game.
Out of a half, but yeah.
And that's like why
Okay,
Torna is
so
the Torna DLC was so much better. Because then they actually could like put in their people to finish the game.
Son, calm down. It's just a drawing.
No!
no.
Yeah.
Nah, but I believe that may be their big thing this year.
Or they could also say that like, hey, new Mario game. We're then just
I'd love
like
that.
re-release. It's like, oh, we're bringing a completely new Mario game, and it's Super Mario World for the Switch Deluxe, and I would totally be down for that.
I mean, like, the thing is that those are going to sale, but they need a big one. That's the thing. They always need a big game for the holiday. This year
Yeah.
it was Pokemon.
It was
last
Pogo.
year it was Smash. The
It
year
was
before that,
very
they
big
had
Smash.
Mario.
Yeah,
and
Mario
Xenoblade.
Odyssey. So yeah. I mean, it could be Breath of the Wild too. But wouldn't it be wild if their big announcement is like, oh yeah, we're like porting this Wii U Mario game to Switch because like it's one of the best Mario games ever.
I mean, that wouldn't cut it.
Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 Super Pack.
Okay, that would cut it.
Yeah,
HD
yeah.
HD remasters of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And then at the end,
announcement of
they
Super
say
Mario
wait,
Galaxy 3.
They brought back
Yes.
Paper Mario 1 and 2.
I mean,
Yo.
the Paper Mario, the first two were pretty cool. So yeah, maybe.
I mean, the third one is good as well.
Super Paper Mario on the
I
Wii.
haven't played it yet.
Yeah, the
So,
Wii one was good.
I got a GameCube when I was abroad this break, and
Mhm.
I bought 1000 Year Door with it,
Oh.
and I've never played it.
Bruh.
So I'm playing it on the GameCube whenever it arrives.
I really hope if they bring back the first two, you can forget about me for the rest of the I'm gonna replay
Yeah,
that so many times.
AJ's gonna just disappear into the void and then come out like 1 year later and say like Paper Mario, and that's gonna be it.
I'm gonna like spit Apex bubble.
Yeah. All right. So,
Gosh.
everybody happy? Have you said what you wanted to say?
Xenoblade.
Yeah, Xenoblade, Cold Steel is cool, and there is quite a few cool games coming out next year. And 2019, or this year, I guess, because it's 2020. Fuck.
2020 will be a great game. Will be a great game.
2020 will be a great game.
It'll be a great
I
year
can't
for
wait
games.
for 2020.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good game.
2020 will be a great game, and with that, thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.